This is a really important week. It's a big week for the world to focus on the Sustainable Development Goals. This week, world leaders are meeting in New York at the UN General Assembly, and all the good and the great in the development sector are thinking about the Sustainable Development Goals. There's 17 goals, and we came together as all the nations of the planet to say, what do we want to do to change our world? And can we give ourselves some targets? Can we commit to something? And we all committed. Every country in the world committed to the Sustainable Development Goals. But the major take-home message was that by 2030, we should leave no one behind in our development work. It's 7 years to 2030, and by all measures, we're lagging behind on almost all our goals. But what is really sad is that the most important goals, the ones that affect future generations, the goals on ending poverty, the goals on zero hunger, all of those goals, they're lagging behind the worst. And those are the goals that are going to affect the children that are being born today. And so at the Alliance for Science, we're helping communities around the world, we're helping decision makers and leaders to understand what kind of scientific innovations we can deploy and what kind of scientific knowledge we can amplify that perhaps can help us accelerate in our march towards reaching the Sustainable Development Goals. What do we have in our hands that can help us to reach those goals? At the Alliance for Science, we're very focused on 5 SDGs in particular. We're focused on ending poverty, zero hunger, climate action, quality education, and of course, health and well-being, because without health, you can't do anything else. We're focused on these because we feel that this will be the galvanizing and organizing principle in how we encourage governments to deploy resources towards better research, how we help scientists to understand what is that research for, what are those innovations for. Our strapline is Science for Humanity. So at the Alliance for Science, we're very much linking science innovation to Sustainable Development Goals. And so this week, we really want to focus on how science can help push and get us to reach the mark. We began to think about what is it that we need to achieve and how hard is it? And so we thought about, in order to get to zero hunger, in order to get to no poverty and to really fight climate change, we're going to need superpowers. We began to think about, if we had to call in the troops, if we had to call in heroes to help us, who would those heroes be? So working with the team, we created our own SDG Action Heroes. So you'll see a number of them in our literature, you'll see them showing up in our events, and it's really to bring to life and to animate the scale of the challenge, but also the immense opportunity for humanity to come together. And we brought them to life during our recently concluded Climate Action Zone. And it was such a wonderful moment. And so we really hope that this communication tool can make the SDGs real to people and can create that sense of urgency, that sense of challenge, but also that sense of possibility. Because anything is possible when we put our minds to it.